going on, everyone? It's Art back here. We are in SEMA 2021, the Vibrant Performance booth. The car we chose for our booth this year is a Tesla. This is a Rich rebuild. Is it Rich Bennett?
Good, close enough. Yeah, Bennett.
What's the pronunciation?
Benoit.
Benoit. Oh,
yeah,
French.
I'm a Frenchman.
Rich, tell me what's going on here. We got an LS.
There's a lot going on here. This is a LS3 out of a Chevrolet Camaro 2011 SS, and we managed to fit the entire drivetrain, meaning the transmission, the rear end, and also the engine itself, transplanted into a Tesla Model S from 2015.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, man.
How'd you do it?
How'd we do it? Well, it was I couldn't even tell you.
Okay, let's start here.
Yeah.
This car, flood damaged car.
This was a flood car. So we bought this car in, it was in a Houston flood. Back in the day, Houston had a pretty bad flooding a couple of years ago, and this one was underwater, probably about here or so. So everything from like the belt line down just got destroyed with the water. Actually, it was actually sewage that destroyed it.
It smelled good.
Yeah, it smelled disgusting. So we got the car, I pulled the seats out, pressure washed the interior, removed all the electronics, all the seats, the main screen, the battery pack itself. Everything was just stripped down to like the actual shell itself. And after I had the shell, the original plan was to actually put the Tesla components back into it. But we decided, you know what, it's kind of boring. You know, I already built the prior flood Tesla, and now I want to start with something new. So here we did. You know, I reached out to a bunch of people. We have a great team in our hands here. We have Chad and Joshua that worked on all the electronics and the custom fabrication. We pretty much had to cut the car in half down the middle. What it allowed us to do was, once we cut in half in the middle, we built the transmission tunnel over that, and we were able to stuff everything in. And of course, we used all of Vibrant's fine catalog to do all that stuff with. You know, from the back of the car to the front, we have the fuel rails, dash 8, from the front to back, even the heat shielding itself. That was all custom made by us. But
we had a conversation on the phone. You're telling me this is an aluminum body car.
It is,
so
yes.
You didn't want to get cooked while you drove this.
Exactly, yes.
So you got like 1,400 degrees in Fahrenheit protecting you, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So it's awesome. So we have that heat shielding pretty much all throughout the car. So we have it on the floorboards of the car before we put the carpet on top of that. We have it here. Brian actually was able to make this origami and kind of cut all these things in like little arms to like have them sit upright so it would shield the motor from getting the heat in the inside. Yeah. And if you come to the back, a lot of the heat shielding was used over the transmission tunnel to keep that clean. Yeah. And we also used all of your exhaust as well. We used a very rare oval exhaust. It was 4-inch oval tubing from the front all the way to the back. And the reason why we use oval is because the car sits so low, even though it's on air, you want to ride it a little bit low sometimes. If we had the circular tubing of that diameter, you could actually see it from the side of the car. We wanted to make sure that when someone approached the vehicle, looked from the side, they couldn't tell that something was up with it. So we used a low profile exhaust to kind of stick underneath where the battery would be, and then we have it coming out the side exit right there.
Yeah, I can't wait to see flames getting shot out that side.
Flames are gonna get shot out of that for sure.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I got asked this all week long.
Yeah.
What did you do with the rear end?
Yeah.
And is it sequential?
Because we were on a budget, we actually went out and we used the stock rear end from the Camaro SS. So it's stock rear end from the Camaro. Right now it's the stage 1. Everything is stock at this point. We wanted to make sure we could actually get the thing going in the first place before throwing a massive supercharger on and going crazy with stuff. So we wanted to get to a baseline first, make sure it's actually viable and it works. Now that we know it does, we could move forward and adding more power adders.
For sure.
And then number 2, what was the second question again?
Sequential. There's a sequential shifter, right?
Yeah, sequential shifter in there. A lot of people don't really know what a sequential is. They think it's just like, you know, a PRNDL. Like,
you mean the Prindle?
The letters stand for park, reverse, neutral, drive, and low.
The sequential allows us to actually do the easy, quick tap shifting. You could just shift down, shift up by only using forward and rear motions. And it has a clutch pedal, so it's a true manual.
So you drove this car?
We drove this car, yeah.
How's it feel?
You know what? We drove this car about maybe 600 feet so far. So we literally, right before the show, we were screwing in the last nut and bolt. Fair. We literally drove it onto the trailer. The car has more miles driving into the show than anywhere else. So this car it has more miles on carpet than actual concrete and asphalt.
It's a show car.
Yeah, it's a show car, man. But no, we're gonna put it through the test. We're definitely gonna, you know, we have to show the people what it can do.
Rich, this is a charge port.
It's a charge port, but now it's actually the fuel cap. That's how you fill it up. You unscrew that. It's actually a marine filler cap from a boat. You unscrew that, and that goes right to the fuel cell. The fuel cell, right back here, 3 fuel pumps and 1 lift pump. And again, you know these fittings pretty well. All of your fittings and braided lines, they're all Dash 8, which is massive from the back all the way to the front of the car.
You give people a little bit of a leeway into the future.
Yeah.
You said supercharger.
I want to do a supercharger on it. You know, the go-to thing is twin turbos. Everyone wants twin turbos. Twin turbos generate a lot of heat. So I know you guys have that down packed, no problem whatsoever. But I like the packaging of the supercharger a little bit better.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to, fabricate too much more to have the turbos fit. So this fits perfectly. So honestly, a supercharger setup, we would probably have to trim a little bit more off the sides, but we still have a strut tower bar here. Once that goes on top, it'll probably fit in there really, really nicely. The whole goal is, even when you open the hood, I want things to look as OEM as possible.
So whenever you're ready to do that, I'm looking forward to working with you.
Can I call you?
You know my
Awesome,
number.
man. I have your number, of course.
We're gonna put a
man.
bunch of vibrant parts in. And even if you want to do twin charge, or if you want to do turbos, we have intercoolers, we have tubing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, everything.
I didn't know you had intercoolers.
Dude, we have intercoolers, we have oil coolers, we have HD clamps, we have billet connector clamps, we have
Awesome,
everything.
man. All right, cool.
Flanges, turbo flanges, everything you need
Yeah.
to make this vehicle
Yeah.
functional on the fabrication side.
Okay.
We've got it all.
Let's do it, man. Awesome, man.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you,
Rich.
boss. Thank you. Heck yeah, dude.